And we are live. Hopefully. At least that's what it says here on the dashboard. It says we are live. So I want to welcome you all to tonight's podcast. Tonight's podcast is a little bit different than most SMT podcasts. This podcast is without a wireless network mission. This podcast is just a podcast to and for the people of the SMT Nation. It has no particular direction when it comes to wireless technologies, wireless networks, wireless telecoms, devices. It has nothing to do with any of that. In fact, it almost kind of doesn't have a direction because I'll let you guys kind of dictate that. But, we'll kind of treat this podcast, which is on the eve of Thanksgiving, when everybody's going to hang out with family and spend time with those they love and care about, and they're going to watch football and eat turkey and share pie and all those great things that are fun and enjoyable, usually, hopefully. And we're just going to hang out and do the whole, SMT Nation thing where, the SMT interacts with the community and thanks the community for their continued support. So that's really the goal and the mission of tonight's thing. So as long as the video and the audio is good, we can go ahead and kind of do our thing. You know what we do here on the SMT podcast? We always start with roll call. So let's get to going. Ronald, first, if you are still here. Sebastian. Sebi, good to have you on if you're still here. Brian, third. Good to have you guys. Mav is in the house. Welcome to you, sir. Ricky, Florida Keys, good to have you on, brother. Yeah, Jess, we got a live stream tonight. Yes, indeed. I know, a little unorthodox, but, on the night where everybody seems to go out and, whether it's going out to bars or doing whatever, I don't do those things. I don't really go out. I stay in. So for those of you that are out or staying in, we're hanging out. Nothing really going on. Jessica, to have you on. Is my webcam working? I don't know. Friendly Neighborhood Blue Shell. Good to have you on, sir. Thank you for being here tonight. It's Batman. Yeah. Extra coffee. Okay, got you. What's up, Bruce? Good to see you here tonight. Earl Grey tea. Nice. No pick. Classes in session. What's up, Tom? David is here. Maybe, or possibly. What's up, KMLE? Good to see you. Glad you can make it tonight. Gregory, hey, brother. See me and hear me. All right, good. Yay, indeed. Right. DC. What's up, Heath? Michael, good to see you got the notification. With the family. I mean, it's late. Everybody's already at bed, and it's quiet right now. It's a quiet time. The perfect time for me to actually get on a live stream. And since I don't have work tomorrow, it's like that perfect opportunity. I caught a second when I was feeling good, so I thought, let's do this for a bit. It's going good, Dave. How are you? Hope you are well. Pick and sound is good. Thanks for letting me know, Jess. You too, Scott. Wish you the same. Thank you. Appreciate that. Little boy. Michael, missed me on the 25th. Oh, did I go? Yeah, I did go live a couple days ago. That's true. Did you watch the replay, Michael? Hopefully you did. Afternoon here. Bruce, Where would you be if it's afternoon where you are? That's interesting. Jesse, what's going on, bruh? Carlos, good to see you, man. AT&T's low band is going to cover lots of places. Looking from the coverage map. Yeah, but from what I could tell in looking at the maps and looking at 600 megahertz from T-Mobile, it looks like AT&T's only going to have a handful of markets with this low band. They're going to have those markets covered well, but they just don't have a lot of markets because they don't have band 5, or I shouldn't say band 5 because that's the LT band, but they don't have 850 megahertz nationwide. So because of that, they're restricted to certain markets. So I kind of like what T-Mobile's doing with their nationwide 600 megahertz. Hey, you do the same, Alan. Thank you, man. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Jesse. Ah, Philippines. Yes, yes, yes. I was gonna say you got to be in like far east. uh, Live in Hawaii. Cool. All right. So for those of you just coming in, if you could, please do like this video. Share it to your favorite social medias. Whether it's the Twitters, the Instagrams. I would say Google Plus, but that like died recently. So, but like whatever else, whatever platforms, social platforms you guys use. Appreciate the shares. Appreciate the likes. Do come in and do say hello to the SMT as you guys are filing in. If you're watching this on replay, big shout out to the replay crew. Glad you guys could watch. Drop a comment. Let me know what's happening. We're just chilling today on this podcast. It's just the SMT with the SMT Nation. And what you guys can do with tonight's, podcast, we're just going to be chatting, whatever you guys want to discuss. It doesn't have to be network related. It can just be just general dialogue and discussion. We could talk about things that you're thankful for. That seems to be the trend of the day and tomorrow. Things that you want to discuss could be wireless. They could be something totally different. I'm not going to restrict it or tie it down. We're just going to let it flow. So, yeah, we got a pretty good turnout, 43 in the live. Thank you for being here, y'alls. What's going on, Captain MC7? Haven't seen the live in a while. It's good to have you. I do think you're a pretty active member of the Discord, though, so that's pretty awesome. Big shout out to the Discord crew. Discord gang, stand up. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord community, maybe you want to get your YouTube notifications before YouTube does, check out the Discord server. It's a pretty cool community, and even if you don't want to join the community itself, but you want to get notifications quickly, efficiently, and maybe you're not really receiving them through YouTube, Discord does notifications better than YouTube does. So check it out. Ooh, so what are the matchups? Let's take a look. Let's see what the games are for tomorrow. All right, let's see. We have I think, is it 2 or 3 games for tomorrow? How many games we got tomorrow? All right, so we got the Falcons and the Saints. They're on tomorrow in the evening. So that's the 8:20 game. And then you have the Cowboys and the Bills. They're in the afternoon game at 4:30. And then like the early game is Chicago and Detroit. So that's kind of like a classic NFC North battle or whatever. Right? And then you got Buffalo and Dallas. You get your traditional 2 teams, the Lions and the Cowboys, playing in those first 2 windows. The Saints and Falcons one is interesting. I feel like, if I'm going to call those games, I think Dallas kind of has to win that game. Buffalo's not that talented. They've played above expectation, I think, but they don't beat good teams. I mean, neither does Dallas. That's going to be a close game. I think that's going to be a game that's like a field goal type game, like a 17-14 or a 20-17 kind of game. I think there's going to be a lot of points there. The Lions and the Bears is going to be pretty ugly. I don't think I think the Saints and the Falcons could be pretty awesome. I expect the Saints to win, but who knows? There's a reason they play the games, right? But we'll see what happens. That's kind of my take on it. Yeah, Discord's fun. It's awesome. Puerto Rican group says I joined the Discord, but blocked all of that thing beeps way too fast. I don't know. I think there's a way you can actually you can filter certain notifications in certain channels. Don't talk bad about the Jets. I root for the Jets, bro. I'm a Browns fan. I mean, I can relate to what they're doing, with the and what's going on with the Jets. It's been a tumultuous year, injuries and underachieving and all that stuff. No, he hasn't, Luis. He has not. And I don't think he will. I really don't. I wouldn't expect him to, honestly. Brian's a Cowboys fan. Cool. California is getting hit by 3 harsh winter storms for the next few days. Went shopping today, stuck though. Okay, good. Storms are for the birds. Even the birds are trying to dodge those storms, right? The iPhone 11 Pro is not for sale in the Sprint store. Really? Lions and Tigers. What's up, Jason? Good to have you on. Hey, Mercy, how are you? Good to have you on. Mercy, I have not seen you on the live chat, so I want to give a big shout out to Mercy. Thank you for being here. And or is it Mercy? I'm not sure about the accent there. Good to have you, though. Thanks for stopping by tonight and saying hello. Saints win and they're in the playoffs. Yeah, that definitely will motivate them, right? Man, it's close, right? We just got a couple of weeks. So we got to make it through this week. This takes us into December, and then we've got December 6th. So, yeah, looking forward to it too. Yeah, Jason, go Brownies. Yeah, they got a huge game this week with their arch nemesis, the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? I like the Vikings. I do. I like the Vikings also. Unless they're playing the Lions, I like the Lions more. My dad's from Detroit, and I've always seen this kind of like similarity, this resemblance between what goes on with the Lions and what goes on with the Browns. So, what phones are you planning to get next? So I got to get a 5G device. I feel obligated. I feel like it's something I got to do. So it makes no sense to get a 5G phone that has limited connection. I should be getting a 5G phone that has 5G available in large portions of the US. So I'm going to probably get, depending on the price, the OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren edition, whatever that is from T-Mobile. So I'll probably do that. I think I'll pay for it straight up cash, try to buy it unlocked. If I can swing it. I'm going to have to probably sell one of my phones to get it, but no problem. I guess I could always finance it through T-Mobile. I mean, I got options, if it's more than $800 or $900, then I'll probably go with the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus 5G. If they're about the same price. But if it's like $400, $300, I'll probably go with that one. Happy Thanksgiving, Dan. Glad you could be here. Oh, okay, originally, yeah, I could see that. I got the Penguins logo. Sweet, man. I always loved the Penguins, honestly. Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr, they're always a great team, man. Back in like the 90s, we're talking. 80s and 90s. I know it's a lot of positive energy around that, right, Ricky Florida Keys? I mean, at least on our channel, I feel there's a lot of positivity on it. Jesse. Looking for it like a fiend, huh? Yeah, Puerto Rican Groot. And from what I understand, there's going to be like 3 5G models. How that's going to work, I'm not even sure. We'll probably get some news, going into the new year. We'll get more details. Salvador, I do like the Saints. I don't know, man. Is the defense good enough to carry them to a Super Bowl? Can Drew Brees get the job done? Can the run game, carry them? And is Michael Thomas going to be able to, help them score tons of points? Because they've got to beat a team like San Francisco, which is a fierce defensive team. They're going to have to beat them, to get past them. Oh, man, I don't know about selling my kidney. I don't know how many kidneys I got left because, like, every time my wife upgrades to an iPhone, I have to, sell my kidney. So I don't know how many I got left. Big baller. Well, the nice thing is, so I've got a Patreon community. I've got, the channels monetized. So if I can swing it, I'm going to try to get those phones. And of course, I'll do tons of testing. I'll do lots of screenshot sharing, speed testing and network comparisons and performance measures. I'll try to do all that stuff. And really, if it was just me without having a channel, I'm not sure if I'd be in a rush to buy a 5G phone in December of 2019. Maybe I'd wait till the end of 2020 because there'll be much more options. T-Mobile Jump program. Yeah, but then you just kind of end up being with these payments and stuff. I don't know. I don't like the financing of the phones. Although financing a phone through a manufacturer makes sense. I don't know about doing it through a carrier though. It's got to be a really good trade-in deal, I guess. iPhone XS Max, a good phone. I have it. Everybody forgot about it. Obed, honestly, I have a problem with the last few generations of iPhones because of their LTE radios and their Wi-Fi radio connections. I feel like, honestly, those radios, those modems, the Intel modems, have been underperforming for several generations. And it's major enough to where like there's a noticeable difference between my network performance and my wife who uses iPhones. So I use Androids. I've got a Galaxy and a OnePlus and and Google phones and stuff like that. And my signal's always stronger and my speeds are always faster. And it's simply because of those Intel chips. So I always tell people if you're buying an iPhone and LTE speeds matter to you, like it's really important and it's critical, or Wi-Fi signal is really important. Like maybe in your house your Wi-Fi is not that great, or maybe your signal for LTE isn't that great. The iPhone performance is going to be noticeably worse than say an Android counterpart. But if those things aren't make or break for you, then it's not a big deal. But like for someone that it is a make or break, it's something for them to consider. T-Mobile's list of towers that they're upgrading are inaccurate, misleading, deceiving. Uh, I don't know. I just started I just started doing network testing of T-Mobile. I can't speak to that claim um, unless he has done testing himself. What is he claiming? Like so. Let's say if I go to like a coverage map and it says that T-Mobile has you know band 71 at a certain site, and I try to connect to it and it doesn't. Well, then, yeah, I can confirm that. But if I'm not doing it, then I don't want to make claims. So far, from what I could tell, Ohio's pretty accurate for band 71. I don't know about the 700 megahertz and the 600 megahertz when they do those like every week or two updates. And sometimes they'll say it's been updated, but the switches haven't been turned on or it's not live yet. Maybe that's kind of what's going on. I don't know. I would reserve judgment until an extended period of testing has gone on in that area. So like if they send out an update and say this site has it, then you keep testing that site and it doesn't after about 2-3 weeks, well then yeah, you probably have a problem. I wonder if that's the case. Yeah, Puerto Rican group. That's true. They're going Qualcomm next year, which is good to see. Oh, sure, Dan. Dan, if you want to support, there's a PayPal share link in all my videos if you want to make a PayPal donation, and you could do that in any amounts. It could be $1, it could be $2. It doesn't matter. And all PayPal donations do go to Yasmin's college fund. So I do thank you in advance for those considerations. Jared's got an iPhone SE, waiting for the new iPhone at the end of next year. Me too, Jared. Like I've never been big on iPhones, and part of the problem was because of the Intel modems they were using. The only iPhone I ever owned and operated for any extended period of time was the iPhone 7, and it was because it was a s- it was a Qualcomm based model. So I thought it was fine. And then when they went Intel, they lost me, you know. Man, I don't know, Brian. That's a lot of dough. It's a lot of dough. Got people joining the Discord and stuff. That's pretty cool. Good to have you guys joining the community. What's up, Jamaal? Good to have you on. Uh, Dan, super chats. If you look in the live chat, you'll see like a money sign, and you could do like super chat stickers and stuff like that, and super chats on here. Or like I said, you go into the description box of this video. There's a PayPal share link. If you've got a PayPal account, it just does like an instant donation of whatever you want to send. So, but many thanks in advance for whatever you decide to do. Jamaal, good to see you here. Glad you could make it tonight. Yeah, that's true. Maybe they're just talking market upgrades and it's not really necessarily like let's say there's 13 sites in a city, right? Maybe they upgrade a few, maybe they upgrade one, maybe they upgrade 7, and you test that another site and it doesn't have it. Maybe that's what it is. Captain MC7's got the iPhone 11 Pro Max on the upgrade program. Upgrade to the Max next year and test the Qualcomm one. It looks like they're gonna have a 5G iPhone this year. I'm pretty confident they are. AT&T is building out 5G in your city. I'm pretty sure. I think they're on the next wave to receive low band 5G. So that'd be good for you guys. I don't know if you're an AT&T customer, Mikey Tech Review. I do worry that they will have an Intel and Qualcomm chips. Oh, God. Not that problem again. That was the problem with the iPhone 7. That was a problem, I think, also with the iPhone 6S. The Verizon and Sprint and SIM unlocked variants had the CDMA. And then in the GSM models, the T-Mobile and the AT&T models, they were putting Intel chips. There was a lawsuit for that too, so that was a pain. I hope they don't do that again. That would be foolish. Andrew says I'll try an iPhone when they get Qualcomm and USB-C. I think the Qualcomm part's coming. I don't think you're going to be seeing USB-C in an iPhone anytime soon. Probably never. They're going to hang on to that Lightning port as long as they can. And not to say it's for sure going to happen, but I could also see them, even when they want to do something different than the Lightning port, they probably won't use a standard. They'll probably just make some new kind of 6-prong or 7-prong port, Oscar Federico Jr. is in the house. Love that avatar, man. That's a cool picture. Glad you could be here tonight, Oscar. Thank you for stopping by. Oscar is actually one of the original subscribers from when my channel first started a couple of years ago. So good to see you on, Oscar, and thanks for being here tonight. Ronald says USB 4 launching next year. I wonder what that's going to do for transfer rates for data and charging technology. I'll be excited to see what that does. They have USB-C on but it's their phones. It's their thing is the iPhone, and they want to keep it exclusive, and they want to keep it different than everything. Puerto Rican Groot, trust me, I would love to see Apple become more standards based with their iPhones. I just don't see it happening. It doesn't seem like something T-Mobile would do. Happy Thanksgiving, Oscar. 9 months, they will make an iPhone and put an X50 modem in it while Android 11, the new X60. Apple always behind with the LTE stuff and the 5G stuff. That's probably not going to change. There was a super chat? Where's the super chat? Oh, man. So when I use StreamYard for the streams, I can't see super chat stickers. So let me see if I can maybe figure that part. Maybe. Oh, it was a super chat sticker. I can't highlight it, but Jar Cohen, thank you, man. Appreciate the how's it going sticker, the little dancing thing. That's funny. That's cool. Awesome. Oh, Ricky, I gotta give you moderator status too, because you got that new channel. All right, Ricky, you should be all set now. All right, cool. Go back to the StreamYard. Got the sticker. Okay. USB 4 can do 40 gigabits per second, just like Thunderbolt 3. Are we just talking like connectivity speeds? iPhone users upgrade your iPhone. Samsung is really great. I do love my S10 Plus. I really do. It's been a great phone. You know what, Mikey? AT&T's plans are kind of expensive. I don't know which carrier you have now. I don't know what you're paying if you're on like a group bundling plan, like a family plan, or if you're on a single plan, or what you're paying. But I could tell you right now, like AT&T's offerings are very premium on the postpaid side, but they do have some decent prepaid stuff, I think. Yeah, thank you, Jarko. Appreciate you. Yeah, I saw the stick. Thank you. Gonna do a video on how LT works. Yeah, Dan, I'm actually so I've got one more history of video. I gotta do the history of T-Mobile. I gotta do I got two history of videos. The history of T-Mobile. I gotta do I think I have a failed merger video I gotta do. And then I think it's that one. So it's like third in order. So what is that? In the hole, on deck, whatever baseball terms that is. Can't wait till 600 megahertz nationwide launches. So, Jarko, you're going to get on that? You're going to get yourself one of those phones? Voice over 5G. Straight up, man. Everybody's excited. A lot of positivity and a lot of good vibes about T-Mobile's 5G on the channel. Jarrett says, you know what is crazy? That a high-powered laptop costs less than a lot of these. Wow, Jarrett, it's so true. I bought a Lenovo ThinkPad, 8 gigs of RAM, maybe 16 gigs of RAM. I think a half a terabyte of storage, i5 processor. I mean, he's got a lot of bells and whistles. The things, I mean, it flies, right? And I spent like $300 secondhand, and it's fast and it's really good. You know, a lot cheaper than a smartphone these days. And you know what, Ricky? Like that's something that I wanted to do with tonight's live stream, is to thank my subscribers and thank the SMT Nation, and just kind of give some of my free and available time to you guys to let you know I thank you guys for your continued support. You know, everybody who watches my videos and comments in the comment section and supports me and donates to the channel and encourages me to continue to produce content. And, you know, all this stuff these are things that I'm very thankful for. $600 megahertz launched already. December 6th. December 9th is the court date for the merger. So that's happening too, right? Where am I at here? A little behind in the chat. Single line. Yeah, single line is expensive. If you get like on a group plan, like a family plan, it's pretty good. The pricing gets a lot better. But yeah, prepaid with them would be fine. And I'm pretty sure prepaid gets low band access. I think it's the millimeter wave that's going to be off limits, enterprise only. Wonder if T-Mobile stores will have the McLaren by the 6th of December. Something tells me we're going to get pre-order information this week, you know, like Monday or something. So we'll see. We'll be on the lookout. T-Mobile Invisible. Okay. You're probably better off getting, you know, going 5G with what T-Mobile offers. You're going to have probably more coverage. I don't know where you live, you know, what type of market you got there, but chances are it's probably that. Voice over 5G. You know what, Ricky? I just covered a video on this topic, the issue with standalone and non-standalone equipment. And you know, that's kind of where the DSS comes into play. What a very high potential technology that's going to be for a lot of the carriers. Oscar, thanks for the super chat, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate you doing that for us here. Picking up band 67 in Bucks County. Band 67? What's up, Joshua? Oh, yeah, it's good to have you on, man. Thanks for stopping by. What's up, Hank? Rougarou. What is that, like your favorite ride or something at Cedar Point? What's up, Hank? Yeah, I know, man. It's pretty active and awesome. Siova. What's up, brother? Thanks for stopping by, man. On the eve of the giving of the thanks. Good to see you on, man. Eminem new album coming. Okay. Eminem always bringing it. Go Clayton. I don't know, man. I got a lot of compliments on the beard, man. I don't know. People seem to like it as much as I do. I don't know. I would definitely like, so you guys probably can't imagine it, but I used to just have a goatee. If you can imagine that. I had just a goatee for the longest. Then I just got lazy and I was like, you know, let me let all this glorious, beardness grow, get all grizzly and whatnot. Looking forward to it, Ricky. Glad you got the webcam situation taken care of. Verizon Wireless owns 5G here in El Paso, Texas. I didn't know Verizon had El Paso covered in 5G. Possible T-Mobile's dragging their feet, stalling on all upgrades. I don't know. They've exceeded their network expenditure that they set for CapEx, so I don't think they're stalling. I think they'll have an infusion of spending to start the year in 2020. T-Mobile is saying there will be 200 people. Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. We're watching. Rocky. Oh no! You shipped me a 10s Max. I hope you sent a case, man. That's an expensive phone, bro. But thank you for sending it. I'll definitely test it for sure. We'll see what it's like, man. I'm excited to get my hands on that stuff. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate it. And I'll do the coverage on it. I'll be posting, making videos and whatnot. So I do thank you for those contributions. And Carlos, those are huge contributions to the channel. So I want to give a big shout out to Carlos. Carlos is sending me out some stuff that I can use for testing. He's sending me out a device. He's sending me out SIM cards. A huge, supporter of the channel and a huge, contributor to the channel. And, thank you, Carlos. I consider you a friend of the channel and a friend of the show. And we're very happy and thankful to have you. I think Carlos is a mod on the channel. Isn't he? Yeah. Carlos is a mod, I believe. Oh, for your channel. Okay. Gotcha. Did I miss? I feel like I missed something here. Okay. I give thanks to RGB. RGB. I feel like I should know what RGB is. I'm drawing a blank. RGB. Oh, but Siova, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thanks for that donation. Sneed has to shave if iPhone. Oh my God, Andrew, that's a tough stipulation. If they did get USB-C, I would shave though. If that's going to be our deal, for sure. What's up, Lavendi? I'm extremely thankful for Band 14. Band 14's freaking fast, man. Like I'm testing AT&T right now. I've got one of my devices has an AT&T SIM in it, and man, when it's connected to like those 3 and 4 carrier connections, it's really phenomenal. Band 14 is really good. I think in most cases I'm seeing it. It's only like, I think it's like 5 or 10 megahertz. It's not like a crazy concentration. I think it's just the collection. It's that what AT&T has, and I think a lot of people forget this, they've got an expansive portfolio of LTE bands. And it's kind of what makes their network really good is the fact that they've got this huge array. You could connect to band 2, 4, 14, 12, or 17. They've got 30, they've got tons of different bands. It's just this huge diversity of bands. And if your phone is up to date and you've got a relatively new piece of hardware, you could take advantage of that connectivity. It's great. Yeah, thank you, Seal. Appreciate you. As well as Jarcoan, another one for the super chat. Thank you. Oh, man. Yeah, you guys are great. Thank you for the donations. I appreciate you guys supporting me. I know Carlos has been known to drop bombs here on the channel. Literally money bombs. AT&T doesn't have good coverage here. Usually not the case. It looks like they're really starting to cover up the U.S. pretty good. From what I understand, there's some areas where Verizon is still king with LTE availability. So again, it's one of those things where you kind of got to assess, your market, see what it's like, try the carriers, and go with who gives you the best performance. Oh man, Hank. So as soon as I got news of that, like 3-4 weeks ago, I instantly checked into it, right? And I saw that my lines qualified for it. So I downloaded it, we signed up, and it's been awesome. My wife loves it. Yasmin's loving it. They love Disney Plus. Plus, I can always watch Avengers on it. Me and Yasmin watching Hulk smash and whatnot. Is it possible T-Mobile is stalling, dragging their feet on all upgrades? Wow. Maybe. It's possible, Michael. The one thing I would say to that is, like I said, T-Mobile already exceeded what it said they would do for upgrades, like how much they were going to spend. They went above and beyond. So they already spent more than what they planned to in 2019, and they're probably going to spend more in 2020 than they plan to. Because, their positive momentum has taken them this far. I don't think they would sell themselves short. Yeah, we wanted to see more 5G network stuff coming up going into 2020, but they're a smaller carrier. They're not as profitable as Verizon and AT&T, and they're a smaller network and they have a smaller market share and their ARPU is lower. So, you got to kind of be mindful of those things. Oh, red, green, and blue. I didn't know if there was some kind of code. Favorite Thanksgiving dish and dessert. So I love turkey. It's so good. A roasted turkey, there's nothing like it. My favorite dessert, man, it's pumpkin pie, man. It's so good. Love it. I'll try to just eat a small piece tomorrow. Yeah, those girlfriends always disturbing. I know how that is, Michael. Oh, Randy, you're not late, man. You're good. You're fine. Thankful for a real, prioritized, and robust first responder score on AT&T versus marketing and PR mumba jumbo. Throwing shade at T-Mobile, Evendy. You ain't lying, Tom. Always on time with the SMT. Going strong. Would another carrier GSM unlocked 5G phone work on T-Mobile? No. You're going to need a low band compatible 5G phone, which those phones will now just start to become available. Man, how are you thankful for something that doesn't exist yet? Okay, so you're thankful for the testing that they're doing? I haven't, man. I'm hearing a lot of buzz on this Mandalorian thing. I'm going to check it out. I'll check it out, Hank. Happy with Verizon? Good. I have. Okay. Dad said driving to work a lot on the road. He gets no service for about a block, but it used to be more 2 blocks and improved. So are we talking T-Mobile coverage, I'm guessing? Do we have info on how quickly the T-Mobile and Sprint networks will be integrated? Yeah, pretty much, Camden. So from what we understand, from what Neville has told us, the CTO of T-Mobile, he says they're going to get into integration immediately. He says literally the next day. And that integration process will involve some painful moments. I think there's going to be an issue with the migration when you start taking 54 million subscribers from Sprint and get them onto one single network. Essentially, T-Mobile's going from 84 million to 130 some million, active lines. So, there's going to be some rough moments, especially in places where Sprint's network is really good. I think they'll be the first ones to pay the price. But, like a year, 2 years from now, I mean, the integration will be pretty much complete. And we'll see a lot of the 2.5 gigahertz getting rolled out in areas where they need the capacity. So exciting times and things you could definitely look forward to. I got a business account with Verizon and I can't get Disney. Really? That sucks, Dan. Can they do like an exception or, like a personal line for you for that? Verizon and T-Mobile. Actually, you know what I would recommend, Dan? If you get the bundle, which gets you Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus, it's like $13. That's a pretty nice bundle for $13. Yeah, Verizon's always good. Apple Pie, that's a good call. That's a real good call, actually. I dig that. Good choice. Be the first prepaid carrier with 5G. I guess if T-Mobile has it, you'll have to try on prepaid T-Mobile service, but looks like it could be T-Mobile. AT&T will probably give low-band 5G to prepaid too. So they'll be the first two. Apple pie greater than pumpkin pie? Maybe, but you're more likely to eat apple pie anytime other than Thanksgiving, So pumpkin pie is kind of like a Thanksgiving thing, right? Oh, pecan pie is so good. You're so right. Friendly neighborhood blue shell. Dying to try the pecan pie. Pecan or pecan? That's always an argument, right? Send the link through. Note 10 plus 5G, 1 plus launch in the summer, new band. Right. Yeah, thanks for that info, Ricky. The only rollout that T-Mobile's probably holding back on, it would be the mid-band because they're going to roll out their 5G mid-band as well. Okay. Yeah, they'll continue with the low-band stuff for sure. That's a pretty good phone. I mean, that's about as good as it's going to get. Be careful with the Disney Plus. Oh, man. Already? They just started like 2 weeks ago. That's crazy. Everybody, take a look at Michael's comment here. Yeah, be mindful of that. Maybe change your passwords. Lavendi says, I'm much more happy with AT&T and T4 than T-Mobile, especially. Well, yeah, that's the thing, Lavendi. When you look at a situation where the two networks, if they clearly have a performance difference, sometimes even if the price is different, like let's say network A is very average and network B is very good. Even if network B is considerably more expensive, it might be better to have them because that dependability of service. I've had Verizon for 2 decades, and literally it's because they're the best carrier in the market and they're the best carrier when I travel. AT&T is decent or has been decent in the past, but because I was so satisfied with Verizon's performance, I stayed with them. I didn't even think about other carriers because everywhere I went, everybody was with me who didn't have Verizon, couldn't make calls, couldn't use data, and I could. So I always had confidence in Verizon's network, even though it was more expensive. And now with pricing starting to kind of level out, especially when you do like family plans where, the price per line goes down to like 40, $50 a month. It's like, yeah, my 6 lines on AT&T are $300 or $260, and on T-Mobile maybe they'd be 220 or something. Is the performance that much, better? I would just go with that, even though it's more expensive. That's my personal take on it. But I'm a network performance guy. The money isn't always the most important part. It's not the only decision to make. John Leisure, another mobile company? I doubt it. He's gone, man. I think he's done. Yeah, they have. Carlos, thanks for the super chat, man. Yeah, get those likes up because Carlos said so, and he's a moderator, and he's got a wrench, and he's out there looking for you guys. If you haven't liked the video yet, he's gonna get mad at you and yell at you and throw pumpkin pie at you and put gravy on your head and eat stuffing. Your stuffing. Thanks, Carlos. Appreciate you. You got it, Dan. New York and California won't give up. They'll drag this out as long as possible. It'll be a long time before networks are merged. I don't know. I don't think it'll be that long. Even if this was to like, okay, so let's say there's we're going to play out the worst case scenario. December, January, we finally get a situation where this goes to Supreme Court or something like that. I think eventually it clears. And 2020, I mean, I can't see it going past that. It's not that hard. This is a pretty clear indication when the FCC and the DOJ approve it. Supreme Court, I mean, that stuff matters. And when you got states dropping like flies and they're with it, you put all these pieces of the puzzle together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how long it'll drag out. It might drag out a little bit, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it'd be too long to me. Getting a job at corporate T-Mobile store is really hard. I have no idea. Never heard those things. You know what, Eric? From what I understand, Verizon is highly congested in Southern California. I don't know how T-Mobile is down there. I hear AT&T is really good. So I couldn't speak to that, actually. John is staying at T-Mobile, not a CEO, but on the board. Yeah, that seems like a huge conflict of interest. That definitely not happening. Is that any good? Pumpkin cheesecake? I haven't had that before. Peter Adderton wants to buy back. Yeah, he wants in on Boost, man. He wants it back. He sold it to Nextel. Nextel was purchased by Sprint, and that's how Sprint ended up with it. But they never made any noise with Boost, honestly, in my opinion. They should have did more. Michael says, I'm thinking of upgrading my Note 9 on Sprint since it's not voice over LTE compatible. What? It is, maybe just not on Sprint. I would pay off the phone and then just move networks, No, I don't know, because that's a mid-band 5G phone, the Note 10 Plus from Sprint. That's a mid-band. It's not a low band, so be wary of that. Dealer stores are easier to get into than T-Mobile corporate stores. Probably higher customer service standards. The Sprint wait. Was it the Note 10 or the S10 he was talking about? Not happy that John is leaving as CEO. He was the brand. Yeah. Well, I mean, can't be mad at the guy. He felt like he accomplished what he needed to and what he could. So, he's moving on. Magenta plan went back to 35 per line for 4 lines. So that puts it at $140. What was it previously, Puerto Rican group? Cost to keep John would be. I don't even know if there was an amount that they discussed to keep him. I think both sides were ready to move on, actually, Tom. Maybe it was a money issue. I have to admit, when I traveled, T-Mobile was very hit or miss. We were just in Tennessee, and my cousin at T-Mobile was frustrated. Yeah, that's Lavendi. I'm network performance over dollars, which is why I've always said to people, my perspective on 5G is very different than most. My perspective on network technology, the bottom line to me is not money. A lot of people, it's make or break. They're like, well, here's my budget. I'm willing to pay this much per month for service. So I want the best carrier I can get for this money. But I don't consider money only. Money's a factor. It's just not the factor, which is why I've always had Verizon. And honestly, I can put AT&T now in that tier, as because they're just, man, after testing the network, it's so fast. It's so capacitive. There's hardly any slowdowns or hiccups or anything. Heard any rumors about states possibly flipping soon? Usually in timing like this, you would think like the smaller states would start to flip because Texas flipped and Nevada flipped. And now that they've seen what type of concessions and deals they can get, they're probably feeling pretty confident they can get similar deals. So I think there's a couple more coming. I don't know. I don't know, Mikey Tech Review. It's looking it's possible that they could have a deal like a day or two before December 9th. Like seriously. So my birthday, guys, is December 7th. I wouldn't be surprised if on my birthday there's a settlement reached between the New York State Attorney General, and the California State Attorney General. Maybe they reach a settlement and get some really nice concessions out of the merger. AT&T, the better option. Carlos does tons of traveling in that region. He's definitely the guy to ask for sure. But I'm telling you, I've been to Southern California with Verizon, and it's not fast, not by a long shot. I mean, it's serviceable. I wouldn't say it's bad, but like in my usage, I wasn't impressed. California will not give up unless T-Mobile meets the requirements of our state's AG and CUC. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if there's anything they could do as long as the CWA, wants them to block it. I don't know. So they dropped it. Nice. Nice. If I could, I'd pay him to keep him forever. Chef Matt, long time no see, man. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Yeah, we can only hope, right? I see Verizon is literally losing subscribers in my area. Really? Chef Matt, what market are you in? I'd be curious to know that. Verizon typically has very, very low churn. Customers usually stick with Verizon. Very few times do you see a situation where Verizon is losing customers to any other carrier. And in most cases, you think about it like, what's the driving factor? Verizon typically has some of the best LTE performance nationwide. Anybody who travels usually has Verizon. Truckers usually have Verizon. People that use mobile hotspots as their primary internet connectivity, they usually use Verizon. AT&T as well. But it's that available LTE. Maybe it's congested the speeds in your area, possibly. Who knows? Canceled Apple Music, got Sirius XM. Okay. I kind of like Apple Music, actually. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not an Apple guy by any means, but I kind of like the layout. I like the platform. I like the app, and the music, the way it plays and everything is really good. What's up, Miku? Good to see you on. Thanks for stopping by. Miku in the house. Cricket uses AT&T signal. How come nowadays we don't hear a lot about Cricket Wireless? They used to have ADs all over TV. So why not so much ads? I see the ads all the time. Actually, to be honest with you, I see tons of ads for Cricket. They got those little furry things, those little green and yellow Martian looking things. I see them all over the place, actually. Maybe just by chance you're not seeing the ads. Yeah, I don't like the hard cap, the speed caps, the data caps on cash games. I agree with you. If a customer can find another carrier with the same coverage and speed and good customer care for a cheaper price, they will churn. Yeah, I mean that's why people, for those that left AT&T and Verizon, they probably left for two things: customer care and price. Now, T-Mobile is still a little bit cheaper than AT&T and Verizon for similar plans. But again, the gap has closed a little bit because T-Mobile has been forced to become more profitable. When you're going to be spending $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 billion on network improvements and upgrades, you've got to be profitable. You got to improve your ARPU, which is what T-Mobile has had to do. They just couldn't sustain, all those really, really extremely cheap prices for any much longer. God, Michael, isn't that terrible? It's a pain. I can't believe Sprint doesn't have voice over LTE nationally on all devices. Yeah, I see the ads all the time. Scott, what's up, man? Charging the phone. Thankful for your podcast. Oh, thanks, man. You're very welcome, and glad you could be here tonight. I see the boost ads too, Tom. I see Pitbull with like people doing all those crazy dances and all that stuff. I'm trying to dance on YouTube here. What's going on? Yeah, I see them all the time. Mint ads are the best. What's the Mint ads? Is that the Fox? Mint Mobile? And that's like Deadpool's company. He owns like 25% of the company now. I'm gonna try AT&T at some point because it seems like everyone in my town is on Verizon. I bet AT&T has upgraded their network tremendously too. So something tells me you're gonna be flying. When I had AT&T like 4 or 5 years ago, I wasn't really impressed by it. It was good. It was fine. But at the time they weren't supporting calling, Wi-Fi calling and HD calling features on my unlocked devices, so I ended up leaving them and just sticking with Verizon. What's up, Todd? Good to have you on. True. Cash games, T-Mobile does have very good customer care. Second in coverage, insane speeds. When they have coverage, the speeds are very good. I just saw that commercial today, Tom. You know what's a bad idea? Carpet showers. I did see that today. I've seen that commercial like 17 times in the last 2 weeks. I'm seeing it everywhere. If T-Mobile gets to merge with Sprint, the first prepaid customers to benefit from the upgrades will be Sprint's MVNOs. Sprint already made this promise to the MVNO companies. That's true. Yeah, totally agree. I could see a situation where T-Mobile's MVNOs as well. Google Fi, all these other smaller MVNOs, could benefit from it. Yeah, it's not a good idea. Carpet showers, like they'll think of anything. It doesn't even apply or make any sense. Google Fi is Sprint, T-Mobile, and U.S. Cellular. Yes, indeed. Now, it's interesting because now that it would be just the new T-Mobile, like what type of contract is Google going to get out of this, right? Ricky is thankful for the military vets, law enforcement, fire and EMS services. Thanks for serving the country and communities. God bless America. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Ricky, thank you for that. And it's a very, very nicely put and very thoughtful. Greg A is in the house. Greg A, you moderating tonight or are you busy tonight? What are you up to, man? Thankful for the SMT. And the SMT is thankful for the SMT Nation. Thank you, guys. Clap on, clap out. I remember that TV ad back in the day. Mikey Tech Review. Mikey, how old are you, man? Because I remember that commercial. That was like late 80s, early 90s action, probably. I remember those commercials. They'd just be like, and then the lights would cut off. That was crazy, man. And it was, you used to plug them in, man, and they worked. It was cool technology. Tom, hey, man, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say. Thank you, and you're welcome. It's tomorrow here in NY. I'm moderating, so happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you, buddy. It is. It's 12:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So T-Mobile is actually vastly improving. I'm consistently obtaining speeds in the 20+ range. Was a lot. Yeah, and you know what, Chef Matt? Had it not been for those upgrades, the network would be painfully slow. So they're definitely doing good things. If you're seeing that. Chef Matt, if you don't mind me asking, what type of device are you running? Because that kind of matters too. To my fellow Americans. Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for supporting and contributing to the channel. Jared says, do you think it's possible California and New York are asking too much? I don't really think they've been asking for any concessions. I think they've just been dipping and dodging and blocking, I don't know. Maybe T-Mobile just has no choice but to do that. Clapper commercials, remember those? U.S. Cellular will stay afloat. They don't advertise much, so they don't really waste a lot of money on ads and marketing. They're more of a regional carrier, so they don't have to deploy nationally. They've got roaming agreements for that, so their overhead is easy to afford, I guess we'll say. Yeah, it's Thanksgiving now. Thanks for the SMT. Thanks, Miku. Appreciate you. Thank you for the Discord gang. I'm thankful for the Discord, for the patrons, for the SMT Nation. Yeah, buddy. 100+ near almost through. I'll tell you what, Greg, I find tons of different locations. As I kind of cruise through the CLE area, I see tons of really fast speeds from T-Mobile. It's been an amazing come up in their network performance over just the last couple of years. And even like call quality has gotten better, and the messaging has been good with merging. Yeah, maybe. What if things work out with Dish? I don't know. Can they get on that? LG K40, so far the mild price increase in this version as opposed to the K30 is way worth it. So it's a better performing device, I'm guessing. Oh, yes, they do market in their areas as much as Geico, stating that they have nationwide. That's funny. Wow. That's really bad and saddening news, Michael. I wonder who that is. Oakland, huh? Wow, that's a really sad state of affairs. I usually, I hear about these stories. I follow the NFL pretty closely. Wonder if it was something that's been documented in the past. Maybe it's just something we overlooked. But I usually keep up with that sort of thing. I don't know. I'll have to check later, see who that was. And yeah, that's pretty sad news. Yeah, my plan was to be on here for an hour, actually, Tom. But, we'll stay on for another few minutes. Camden, I'm on 3 SIM cards right now. I got an AT&T prepaid SIM, MVNO. I've got a Verizon postpaid, and I've got a T-Mobile postpaid business line. CA is amazing. Call is crisp. Messaging has never been a problem, even when I had Sprint. The Budweiser. I do remember that. I do remember the frogs and stuff. I do. Hour plus. Here we go. Today's the last billing in my cycle, and I'm very close to hitting 1 terabyte used on Sprint. Maverick, you're not a Wi-Fi user, mostly on the LTE? Gotta be, right? Where's the beef? Man, I'm trying to remember those commercials. How many did they do of that? Was it just one? Was it multiple? What old lady? Come on, Jarko. I couldn't do that, man. Discount tire old lady. Remember that? You on? I'm on 3. Man, yeah, I'm on 3. I'm on that 3 SIM cards, Good stuff, man. Comcast is price hiking rates for cable internet again. Surprise, surprise. T-Mobile internet speed needs to approach fast. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't even care if T-Mobile never tops 100 megabits per second for home internet. I would switch in a heartbeat. I hate Cox. Garbage. And that's my only option. I don't have choices here. That's the problem. We don't have choices. There's no competition. Therefore, they don't innovate, and they don't feel any pressure to have to meet quality control for customers. Yeah, we're gonna blame Maverick for why Sprint has a poor performing network wherever he is, because he's using a terabyte of data a month. All the carriers are gonna move to eSIM. They love that idea, actually. At first, they didn't seem too keen to it, but then they're like, "Oh, well, wait a minute. We can limit the movement with these eSIM activations." The Wendy, yeah, remember that? I do. I do remember the Life cereal. I used to love Life cereal. Cinnamon, the regular one. I used to love it. Joshua says Verizon is still number 1 here with speed and coverage. Okay. I mean, they're really good here too in the CLE. 80 gigs since the 5th. So you still have like a week and a half of testing. Thing about John that bothers me is he ruffled a lot of feathers by this merger. Simply doing a private purchase of the 600 is a lot less expensive. Yeah, but you're not getting the market share. There's 2 things in this merger that T-Mobile wants. The 2.5 gigahertz 5G spectrum. and they also want the market share. They're going to add 54 million customers. So that's big time. I do remember the Polar Bears commercial. Go to a data-only plan if you have internet. No need for call text plan. Just to do it all through the internet. I like when T-Mobile has the phone booth joke. I remember that, the booth E. He's probably not using any Wi-Fi, Chef, honestly. Used a terabyte once, but it was downloading all the dang. When I was in Cleveland, the city proper had no cable available. You need to be in the burbs to have cable. Yeah, Bruce, I don't know how long it's been since you've been in the CLE, but I think AT&T, Cox, Time Warner Spectrum, they've all kind of moved into all parts of Cleveland. But in like the inner city, the urban parts, we'll say like the low-income neighborhoods, there's hardly anybody doing any service there. It's limited to like DSL speed AT&T, which sucks totally. Very aggravated by that whole thing. A lot of people that are underserved in this country. Inner city is one of them, as well as rural America. Yeah, I mean, it's huge, right? 54 million subs, all the Spectrum assets. They don't get the is it 800 or 850 megahertz that Sprint has? I don't know if I think it's the band 26. Maybe it's the 25. It's one or the other, but that would be going with the boost purchase. So Schwab is buying out TD Ameritrade, which was announced a few days ago, will be fully completed by mid-20. Why didn't that just... Good question. Why are they allowing that? Surprised Sprint even still has 54 million subs. Oh, low blow, Josh. Low blow. What's up, Sebi? Yeah. Dan, enjoy the time away, man. Enjoy the time off. In the early 80s. Yeah. Well, now there's some options, but again, they're limited. There's not many, and it's probably pricey to get the high-speed stuff. Me neither, Jarko, and I'm all for it. Band 26, 850. Okay, so that's the one, Ronald. That's the one that's going with boost. It's not happening all well. How many times does one need to kick a dead bear to establish the bear is dead? $950. I thought it was $850. 850. Okay. Matt Dub, what is up, my friend? Good to see you. I'm doing pretty good, man. Hope you're good as well. Glad you could be here tonight. eSIM is similar to CDMA. Activate your device with it. Yeah, in that respect, it is. But it's still a hardware as opposed to IMEI. Like a phone has to be eSIM compatible, right? So CDMA, a little bit different. But yeah, I could see that you have to have the matching IMEI and stuff. It's going to make a lot of people mad that like to swap out their SIMs and not deal with, activations through online portals or calling customer care or whatever. So hopefully it stays easy. DSL works well. Fiber is where it's at. It's only 14 megahertz of band 26 anyways, which is like, why was that such a big deal in the concessions? I have no idea. AT&T Home ISP too slow. Only available in my locations. The plan 10 DSL. Eesh, not good. I use Sprint Mobile as my primary home internet. So do you have unlimited LTE hotspot, or like how's that work? Samsung Dex. This thing is great. Yeah, I like Dex. I like I like the concept, and I like the way it works. Yeah, Dex is cool. You basically turn your smartphone into a desktop. It's pretty sweet. Each phone will have an eSIM number plus an IMEI serial number. Right. Sprint is not being poked fun at by any cell carriers because they're doing an awesome job of doing so themselves. You cannot force a person to join a carrier they have no desire to be with. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Dex is cool. Staying the other day, 5G phones. Do you think we'll need at least wow. I don't know how you're going to get a 10,000 milliamp hour battery out of lithium ion polymer tech in a modern smartphone design. I'd say a 5,000 milliamp hour battery is kind of a starting point to make them last a full day, especially if they're going to be toggling between LTE and 5G. Like that handoff is going to be aggressive. I feel like Android's going to have to play a big part in optimizing. Qualcomm's going to have to do some stuff there. Carriers are going to have to do their own part there with hardware. We'll see what dynamic spectrum sharing does for battery life. I think that could potentially help quite a bit. Verizon's got some testing. I'd love to see their conclusions based on their initial testing. That would be huge. But yeah, battery life is going to be a concern. Dissipating heat is going to be a concern. Space for all the antenna on the module, with the system on a chip and the modems. I don't know. We'll see what all that looks like as we get these devices in our hands. DSL, yeah, I remember those days too. Not all the new SoC and chipsets for 5G are very energy efficient. The big company, yeah, graphene tech, big time. Duh. 5K would be fine. TBH, we only need graphene or solid state batteries. Yeah, and the thing about graphene technology is going to allow the batteries to be higher capacity with a smaller form factor and also charge faster in a shorter amount of time. So filling up a 5,000 milliamp hour battery will be, it'll take less time, and the battery itself will be smaller and hopefully won't get as hot and degrade as fast as the lithium ion polymer does. So hopefully we see all those things improve. Wow. So when you think about like 4K video, I mean, it's beautiful, right? And Sony does a good job with display technology. I really like what Sony does. My hip is bothering me. I can only imagine what that does to your battery life. 4K. Stay away from China-made blue phones. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. The days of the 2400 baud modems. California is not going to be easy for T-Mobile to win over after Dish Network bashed and insulted low-income customers. So that's kind of Peter Adderton, though. Like, you got to think about it. Like, he's the one claiming that that customers are going to be ditched from Dish. He's making that claim. He's also wants in on it. I don't know. You gotta take it at face value. Consider who's claiming, they're going to lose the customers and how that's happening. The stupid part of John's strategy revolves around two words: market share. 54 million subscribers, man. You get them and you get the most important purchased with a company. Imagine AK. Yeah, man. An LG, nice 75-inch AK OLED. Happy Thanksgiving, Scott. Enjoy the time with the family, friends, football, turkey, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, apple pie. Getting hungry just thinking about it. All right, so my goal was to be on here for an hour. We exceeded. We came. We saw. We conquered. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, taking a moment to be thankful for whatever it is that you are thankful for. I really enjoy, doing these podcasts and these live streams, hanging out with the SMT Nation. Big shout out to the Discord server. Big shout out to the patrons over on Patreon. Thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you to the moderators tonight for holding it down. Ricky Florida Keys, Carlos, Greg A. I saw you modding earlier. Everybody who got involved in the chat itself, watching in the live. Sebi, Chef Matt, Steve, Tom, Scott, ACDC. Who else? Whoever was in here. Let me see. Groot, Ronald, Mav, Mikey Tech Reviews, everybody that was here tonight. Thank you guys so much. Jar Cohen, Dan, everybody who provided a super chat donation, anybody who, provided a live comment or said hello. I appreciate you guys very much. That's what I'm thankful for. The people of the SMT Nation, the great friendships, partnerships, and, all these different interactions I've had here on the channel have been amazing. It's been an awesome year for the SMT channel, huge growth. A lot of great people that are now part of the community are getting involved. There's links in the description boxes if you guys want to get involved with any of the communities. Check those things out. I'm on Twitter at SneedTech if you want to get in touch there. It's been an awesome year. It's been great, and it's all because of you guys. It's the channel, it's the community. And Carlos, Carlos, thank you, man. I appreciate that massive super chat, bro. Thank you so much. Carlos, every time you do this, I got to put the money in Yasmin's piggy bank. I don't have the cash on me to do it, bro. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate you, man. Chef, thanks, man. I have a lot of fun on here with you guys, too. You guys are awesome. You guys are definitely the best community on YouTube. By far, you guys are the most supportive. You guys ride with me. You watch all the videos. You comment. You get involved. This is a labor of love. I enjoy it very much. And, this is why I do so many live streams. And this is why I do the podcast. And I try to interact with you guys a lot. I mean, I enjoy it very much. And it's a blast. I have a lot of fun doing it. And I know you guys enjoy it. And I got to take all this and I got to put it, But yeah, thank you guys so much. Ricky, thank you for your contributions. Carlos, everybody who's, made donations. You guys are awesome. Oh, believe you me, Chef Matt. Trust me. I started this channel 2 years ago. I remember when I had my first subscriber. I remember my 5th subscriber, my 50th. The channel has come a long way, and it's been a slow and steady grind. And then boom, it caught, and it's because of you guys sharing my videos, on social media and liking them, rating them and getting involved with the live stream. All that stuff helps. And that's what I'm thankful for. So, big shout out to the SMT Nation. Big shout out to everybody here that contributes to the channel. You guys are the best. And I really hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy your meals, you enjoy your friends and family, your time off of work. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week and weekend. And I probably will go live Friday, so we'll do something Friday there. And if we get any news from the T-Mobile and Sprint merger, you guys know I'll keep you updated. And I think I am going to be dropping a video tomorrow. It's already been recorded. It was an early release for the patrons, so I'll just probably make it public tomorrow. So hopefully you guys enjoy that video. Be on the lookout for that. And it's been a blast. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I'm the SMT, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.